Stuff is Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burger King. Everybody say they won't be till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man, by the way, this is Fleece Johnson on the cover, and man, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been listening to his story and shit like that, and I think it's very goddamn interesting. It's a lot to that shit. I'm gonna get to that, but I just want to talk because I'm listening to his interviews, and it's making me come to the realization that everything that's going on out here, that shit been going on in prison, like. And so I'm talking about who has the most power. What gang has the most power? Listen, let's break this down real quick. You got the Mexican gangs. It's like 10 different gangs of them. I would say out of all the Mexicans, the Tango Blast got the most power because they the deepest. And they the ignorantest. They get tapers and shit. They say the N-word and shit. All that kind of shit. They listen to Fat Pat and DJ Screw. But they are not allowed to work out with us. They can't eat with us. None of that type of shit. And we go to war with them the most. But they wear the tapers. They wear do-rags and shit. Yeah, they lay their hair down and shit. All kind of shit. Yeah, they hoop and shit. All kind of shit. But anyway, yeah, them my biggest enemy. Yeah, them the motherfuckers who stood up the most, and they the deepest. But the most organized Mexican gang is the Pisces. And I don't know, it's weird. I done had like 10 different Pisces sellers. Like, I kept getting Pisces sellers. Never had a problem with none of them. Never had not one problem with none of them. And yeah, when we was in the cell, we would eat together. Even though we couldn't do that shit when we was outside the dorm. But all of them, and if I was fucked up, they would look out for me. I would look out for them. So Pisces, that's the one, that may be the only Mexican gang I kind of respect. Because them the ones straight from Mexico. They speak none but Spanish. And you never see them fighting each other. You don't never see the Pisces fighting each other. All that violating, all that bullshit. Them motherfuckers, all of them get jobs in the kitchen and they steal. Oh, them some stealing motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers steal big old boxes of picante, all kind of peppers and shit. I'm telling you, they big spread every night. Yeah, if you a Pisces, you ain't got to worry about shit. You can be broke as shit. You can have no family support. You gonna have a family in there. So, that matter of fact, out of any gang in prison, the Pisces is the most, yeah, they the most organized. Now, when it comes to the white boys are just white boys. Really ain't no organized shit with white boys. Just kind of ride with white boys, and they stay out of the way of shit. But they damn near kind of somewhat run the shit on certain units. Because you got some white units in Texas. Yeah, in Texas, you got white units, you got Mexican units, and you got units where blacks at. Like, what's that unit, Darrington? Yeah, they call it Chocolate City. But then you got them units by Mexico. I never went out there, and I'm glad I didn't, because, yeah, they do us, the Mexicans do us bad out there. Sanchez unit, all them units out there by Mexico, yeah, they got all Mexican units. And they got some white boy units. But anyway, yeah, white boys just white boys. So they don't, matter of fact, white boys, they stay out the way because, like I said, they want the least trouble, but they do a lot of sneaky instigating. And most of the time, they get a lot of pull with, because most units you're gonna see, let me tell you about the guards. Most Texas prisons, and I'm noticing that because I've heard people talk in other states about the prisons. It's weird how even in Virginia and other states like Florida, no matter where you are, where the prisons are located, you're going to have the most country, hillbilly-ish white boys that you have ever seen. It ain't going to be them city white boys. No. In prisons, you're going to see them country-ass, tobacco chewing, spit flying out their mouth. Yeah, Billy Bob, all that shit. You're going to see a Billy Bob white boy. Big country white boys. Necks red as shit. So, racist as shit. You're going to see the most racist guards you have ever seen in your life in Texas prisons. By far. Some of the most racist guards I've ever seen. And that's it. Every prison. I've never been on the prison. Well, I was on one unit where it was number of black guards down there. But for the most part, most units, it's going to be some white guards, and they're going to pretty much kind of run the shit. So, you got this. But yeah, now with black gangs. Now the deepest gangs is the Blood and the Crips. So they do kind of run shit because they so deep. Kind of like how the Tungo Blast run shit, but they not organized like the Pisces. But the Tungo Blast run shit with the Mexicans. And the Crips and the Bloods run shit with the blacks. But it's organizations that's way more stiffer than the Crips and the Bloods. Like the Muslims. Them motherfuckers way more square business than the Crips and the Bloods. Them goddamn Muslims don't play, and they break bread together. Crips and Bloods do not break bread together on no unit. Every now and then, it's on some popular shit, like I said. So, Bloods and Crips do not break bread together. That shit is cap. Every now and then, you'll see all of them there. But a lot of times, you'll see 3 Bloods here, and you'll see 3 Bloods there. Yeah, it might be the Pyrus over here and the Bounty Hunter spread. Yeah, on some divided shit. So, anyway, but, like I said, you got the Muslims and the GDs. The GDs are some of the most organized blacks I have ever seen in them motherfuckers sturdy. I ain't met too many GDs. I ain't never seen a GD fold. 5 years in prison, I never seen one fold. All of them were just solid. Every GD I met was a solid ass. Them motherfuckers solid, bro. One of my closest homies, he was from Chicago, man. Run G. Solid. That motherfucker was solid from the south side of Chicago. They were one of my closest homies. He the one told me a lot about the Gangsters Disciples and Larry Hoover and shit that I didn't, because I didn't know nothing about Folk Nation. I didn't know much about People Nation either. I knew a little bit about it. All I knew was Crips and Bloods. So anyway, motherfucking GDs, they solid, bro. I didn't meet too many Vice Lords. I met a couple Vice Lords, couple Latin Kings. Them motherfuckers solid too, though. They solid and they move different. But them GDs, they move solid. They move solid. The GDs and the Muslims, them motherfuckers don't play. They just ain't as deep as the Crips and Bloods. So that's why it's so much chaos, because a lot of times it's the Crips and the Bloods with most of the drama. Yeah, most of the time the drama you see is going to come from the Crips and the Bloods. And they probably going to be beefing with the Tongos or either beating each other or some shit like that. So, I done said all that, but I'm going to tell you who really run the prisons. The baddest gang in America. Just like the police out here is the baddest gang. Just like the police. Out here, the baddest gang. All these gang. There is nothing more stiffer than because the police make you get on your knees. The police make you, all gangsters get on their knees. Same way in prison. The guards are the biggest gangsters you will ever see in your life. Let me tell you something. Them white country boys, them motherfuckers is, and they'll beat your ass. Them motherfuckers will put you in handcuffs and put you in one of them goddamn dark goddamn hallways and beat the shit out you. Yeah, I done see several of them done whoop Crip homies and shit. 3 white boys beat the shit out of a Crip. Crips then beat up the guards. They didn't start a war with the guard, but nobody else could do that. So I'm just showing you, it's a lot of times. That's why it took me to stop banging and to just analyze shit, bro, and just lean on my own. Well, I ain't gonna say lean on my own understanding, but not lean on the understanding of what the fuck I had been taught all them years. And once I look back and I look at that, I'm like, so if a Crip do anything to me or my homies, anything, we ready to set this bitch off. But a guard can tie your homie up and beat the shit out. Or a guard can pull your homie out, pull all this shit out, trash all his property and shit, and have it in the building, in the main building forever. He can't get his property, all kind of shit like that. But we don't never ride over that type of shit. You know, out of all the tough prison stories I heard, how many times you motherfuckers done heard about the warden getting his whole neck sliced open? How many times you done heard about motherfuckers killing the warden? You ever heard that shit? Yeah, I done seen guards get their ass knocked the fuck out. I done seen guards, yeah, they get stabbed. Oh, yeah, a guard to get his ass fucked off. Yeah, he the frontline soldier. Yeah, and the sergeant, every now and then a sergeant to get his ass knocked out. The lieutenants, the captains, every now and then you might hear some shit. But that assistant warden and that motherfucking warden, you'll never hear. And when that warden walk around that building, everybody tuck their motherfucking shirt in. All gangsters tuck their shirt in when that warden walk around. I'm telling you right now, it ain't nothing a Blood or Crip or Tungo Blast or White Boy or Aaron Brother. It ain't nothing none of them motherfuckers can do to you that them guards can fuck you off. And the scariest thing I learned about prison guards, when it's all said and done, and the black guards, Mexicans guards, they all gonna report to that white boy. They a team, bro. Them just like the police, and they ain't gonna tell on each other. Them motherfuckers, and when they team up against you, bro, there's nothing you can do. You trapped inside they prison. This is they prison. This is they home. You just a visitor. They run the shit. They bring the drug. You gotta understand, bro. All the chaos, most of the killings and the chaos, is behind drugs and gambling. You think they don't allow it? They bring it. They bring the dope, and also. Let me tell you something, bro. If they really wanted to stop violence in prisons, bro, they created the violence. They created the violence. Just do your history, bro. They created the violence in prisons, bro. They created that shit. They brought the drugs. They allowed the gambling. They could stop that shit any day. They can stop that shit, bro. Anytime them motherfuckers stop, they can lay any rule down and we gonna apply by that shit. Cause all they gotta say, if you motherfuckers don't abide by this shit, you going on lockdown. Don't nobody wanna go on lockdown. Now, after about 2-3 weeks of lockdown, everybody willing to obey and do what the fuck they say. So I'm just telling you, bro, a lot of time motherfuckers talk tough shit, but they don't speak the truth, bro. I done seen some of the toughest gangsters, bro. One of the most embarrassing things that can happen to you in prison is, prison to me is, they kind of look like a ghetto ass college. So picture a ghetto ass college with the walkways. So say you walking down these walkways and you headed to the chow hall, which is the cafeteria, whatever you want to call it. That's where you eat. It could be 105 degrees outside. And one of them guards will just fuck with you and pull you out the bunch. And you motherfuckers got to say stop. And when they say walk it out. Yeah, but when they tell you to stop, you may stand there for an hour. Ain't no telling how long. But you got to abide by it. It's a lot of shit, bro. You got to walk how they tell you to walk. Put your hands behind your back. All that kind of shit. So anyway, like I said, one of them could pull you out and say, hey, come here, inmate. Come here. And you walk up. Say, what's up? Get out of them. When that motherfucker say get out of them, you got to get out of them. Strip you butt naked and you in front of hundreds of people. Butt ass naked. Or it could be in the wintertime and it's 20 degrees outside. You out there butt ass naked, 5 o'clock in the morning, because that's when they feed breakfast. At 5 o'clock. You out there 5 o'clock in the morning, 20 degree weather, all your homies, everybody see you out there butt ass naked for about an hour. And you ain't got nothing on you, they ain't found nothing but just to fuck with you. They do that shit all the time. So the guards definitely run the prison. Another thing, I'm gonna tell you, behind the guards, the most powerful gang. Nobody want to talk about this. The gays. Them motherfuckers run shit. And I would have never admitted this as a gang member, but looking back on shit, I didn't realize it because I was so young. But looking back on it, in 5 years of prison, bro, I never seen the Bloods war with the gays. I never seen the Crips go to war with the gays. I never seen a Mexican group go. And another thing, let me tell you another thing about gays that's similar to what I seen once I came out of prison, how white America and the entertainment industry and white folks, period, they accept black men being gay. They promote it, they love it, and it's the same way in prison. Them white country hillbilly guards, they love the black gays. They love them. And all the black gays hang with white boys. You'll see them sitting at a table with the white boys accept black gays. That I seen, and I used to think that shit was weird. I'm like, why is all these white boys, and some of them gang members, some of them Woods, some of them Aaron Brotherhood, the black gays always could sit at the table with the white, because the white boys always accepted him. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But I seen some shit, bro. I don't give a fuck what prison you go to. It's gonna be a main, it's gonna be a main boy that run shit. I don't give a fuck what unit you hit. It's gonna be a lot of gays. And I ain't talking about the in the closet or the ones that's fucking with. I'm talking about them girly, the motherfuckers that think they a girl. And another thing, I done seen gang members, all Crips, Bloods, GDs, all that shit, address them motherfuckers as she. They don't say he, they say her or she. Yeah, I was in prison with all kind of motherfuckers. Motherfucker was 6'6". Yeah, big with two missing front teeth. That motherfucker was 6'6". He used to hoop when he was big as shit. They called this motherfucker Beyonce. They had a white boy named Coca. But I'm just saying, all gang members respect them boys by their name. They call them Beyonce. They call them motherfuckers her or she and shit like that. And another thing, guards, they got seniority, bro. The motherfucking guard is the main punk gonna have all the packs. Man, the main motherfucking gay dude, he gonna be in good with all the guards, bro. I ain't never in 5 years of my life seen when you walking down to that chat hall, them pull out a gay dude and make him strip out of everything and humiliate him, make him sit out there for it. I ain't never seen that. I ain't never seen none of that. I ain't never seen gays get jumped by another group. They are protected. You better not fuck with them motherfuckers. And like I said, I was so young and caught up in being a blood that I didn't realize the power that the gays had. Them motherfuckers got power. Every now and then you'll see an ignorant one that crash out and he and sig or some of them that fight and shit. But for the most part, bro, them motherfuckers stick together and don't nobody fuck with them. Everybody respect their space. So the same shit I see with this LGBT shit, I saw that shit in prison. But anyway, like I said, I saw these interviews with Fleece Johnson, and man, he was talking about the shit these guards did to him, bro. It's some shit I went through, bro. Cause I was in SEG and shit, and I was getting shipped out different units, and I was going through different units. Man, it was this one unit I hit way deep in West Texas, bro. Hillbilly ass white boy, and I don't give a fuck. Like I said, every unit, some units have more blacks, but most units you gonna see them hillbilly ass white. I'm talking about wrong turn, hills have eyes, tobacco chewing, brown teeth ass white. Anyway, big pot belly, strong ass white boy. But anyway, it was this one white guard. I always think of this shit. I always thought about this shit because I was in SEG. It was nothing I could do. I had been riding on that fucking Bluebird bus for about 14 fucking hours. I had been riding all day, stopping at different units, dropping different people out. I'm still on the bus, so I finally get out the bus. And you getting just different little peanut butter sandwiches while you on that bus, so you ain't really ate nothing. So I'm hungry as fuck, and I was young and ignorant. I'm 20 at the time, so I was talking shit to this old ass racist ass guy. He was old as shit, but he was racist than a motherfucker. And he was just talking to me crazy. And I'm like, man, go on with all that racist ass shit. You a fucking racist and this and that. And I wasn't even on no pro-black shit at that time. But I was just, even as a gang member, I could see this motherfucker was a racist ass motherfucker. So I was like, you racist motherfucker? So I remember being in my cell, bro, and I'm waiting on fucking chow or dinner or whatever you want to call it. And I was hungry. And that was the motherfucker who was serving my tray. He wasn't even supposed to be back there, but he went to the other guard, let it be known. He wanted to be the one to serve my tray. So I remember, I'm doing a video. I remember him giving me a tray, and as he was walking up and handing me that tray, that snagger two motherfucker was looking at me with the most evil look. And I was starving. Don't get it twisted. I was starving. And he was like, eat up. Eat up. And that motherfucker laughed and walked off and threw my tray up under that little slot. And man, I looked at that tray for hours and hours and hours, and I was just starving. And I finally ate it. Because I was fucking starving, bro. But the humiliation of not knowing what the fuck did this motherfucker do to my motherfucking food. Let me tell you something, bro. You gonna be in a position like, especially if you want to be a badass. You want to act a fool and get put in SEG. When you in SEG, they can do what you want. It's a thing called, what's that shit called? Slop? I forgot what that shit called. But anyway, it's where they put your meat, your fruit, your potatoes. They mix all that shit up. And they make it one tray. So you may have meatloaf with some fucking fruit and potatoes and green beans all mixed together. And so they do shit like that. So, yeah, I've been listening to Fleece Johnson and the shit that these guards did to him. And I'm just looking back. I remember when I was being a badass and I was in SEG and I had guards would set you up too. When a guard don't like you, you fucked. When a guard got his mindset on, I'm finna fuck up, you're gonna be in SEG sooner or later. He gonna just write case after case on you. And he'll fuck with you, and when you talk back, you say anything, that's a write-up, major case. And before you know it, you in SEG. I had plenty of guards do me like that. So, like I said, bro, these guards do the crookedest shit you will ever. The motherfuckers bring in them that dope, and these little gangbanging motherfuckers be really thinking they own with these packs and this dope. Motherfuckers had crack in that bitch, you know. So I'm saying, motherfuckers really be thinking they own, bro. But soon as that guard get caught, he gonna throw you out there. And you gonna catch the free will charge. He gonna be back with his guards because the guards gonna stick together, bro, just like the police. So. But the inmates don't stick together. The inmates don't ride against the guards. Now, we get them packs from them. We fuck every every couple of little female guards we can fuck and shit like that because it's only so many. So motherfuckers fighting over who can get the female because all of them fuck. I ain't never been to a unit where females ain't fucking or dropping some packs. I ain't never been to a unit where guards ain't dropping. But you know how I can only remember one guard that ever went to jail. So meanwhile, I see brothers go to jail every day getting caught with a pack in there. So like I said, this boy's like New Jack City in that bitch. So if the prisons can be so corrupted with drugs, imagine how corrupt this country is. So we just live in a corrupt ass place, bro. And the smallest mistake can land you in prison. And you can be in that bitch around nothing. You probably done caught 2 years, done did some petty shit, but they can put you in a motherfucking maximum prison and you surrounded by nothing but killers and motherfuckers that got nothing to lose, bro. And so you develop this savage mentality. A lot of times, bro, it ain't no tough shit, bro. The guards are the tough motherfuckers. It's the more pressure they put on you, the more sporadic you gotta be, the more of a dog you gotta be just to survive. Some of the toughest shit I've seen was nothing but motherfuckers who was really in fear of their life. But I gotta be this bad to keep you motherfuckers out. I gotta set an example. I gotta stab this motherfucker. I gotta throw this motherfucker out the second tier. Cause I gotta set an example for everybody to stay the fuck up off me. You know, motherfucker really just want some leave me alone. So motherfuckers really ain't no gangster shit in there, bro. The guards are the gangsters. And second in line to me is the gays, because them motherfuckers, like I said, I ain't never seen I done see Mexican and black riots all the time. I ain't never seen a blood versus the gays riot or the Mexicans riding on the gay. Nah, them motherfuckers is safe. And them motherfuckers run shit. And they got and this dude's in there that's gonna kill behind them gays. So like I said, them motherfuckers more powerful than any crippled blood that I've ever ran across in my life. So yeah, this is 903 Boxing. I am the host, George J. With that, I'm out.